Today we're taking a look at these CFB matches, which are happening on Friday, October 14, 2022, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes, let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe and push that notification bell to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos. And if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. Multiple plans are available for each and every one of you. By becoming a member of the High Stakes Patreon, you will have access to our best team picks, total picks, parlay picks and much more. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting predictions that ends up costing you a lot of time and money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks. Going back to our video, we will give you 2 betting picks for each game, a team pick and a total pick based on facts and detailed explanation. So make sure to watch our videos till the end so you don't miss any of our picks. Navy vs SMU. When Navy is at their best, they control the clock, run the football, and occasionally throw a measure of surprise in with a pass, reverse, or option pass. On Saturday in their 32-point win over Tulsa, starting QB Ty Lavatai completed 1 of 6 for 9 yards. Who cares? Navy is an option team and ran the ball 69 times for 455 yards and possessed the ball for 40-26. SMU has now lost 3 straight games to Maryland, 34-27 on the road, TCU, 42-34 at home and UCF on October 5th. That was a game that was supposed to be played on October 1st, but was moved to Wednesday due to Hurricane Ian. Even though the offense will take a lot of the blame, since QB Tanner Mordecai was 28 of 45 for 295 yards with 1 interception, the defense deserves most of it. SMU is averaging 500.2 yards per game to lead the AAC and 34.6 points per game. That should be enough to win most of their football games, but they've lost 3 straight to quality opponents because they can't stop anybody. Navy's offense put up 53 points against Tulsa, which was more than they had scored combined all season in FBS games against Air Force, 13-10 loss, ACU, 23-20 win, Memphis, 37-13 loss. Even after a big game against the Golden Hurricane, the Mids rank 110th in points per game, 21.2, and 104th in total yards per game, 342. They now rank 12th in rushing, 232 IP, which is the most important category for an option team. This is about a running team going against a passing team. That running team has the advantage for several reasons. 1. Navy can possess the clock as they did last season when they had the ball for 32-19 against SMU at home in a home loss last season. A 95-yard kickoff return helped prove the difference for the Mustangs. 2. Navy's defense is underrated. They allowed just 20 points to ACU and 21 to Tulsa, 2 pretty good teams with high-powered passing games, QBs Holton Ahlers and David Brin. 3. SMU's defense is awful against the pass and the run. It's actually worse against the run, and Navy finally is in cinch on offense with their option game. Take the dog. Our team pick is Navy plus 12.5 points. SMU has not been good this season after opening up the year with wins against North Texas and Lamar. The Mustangs have lost to Maryland, TCU, and UCF during this streak. The upside for SMU is that those 3 losses are technically not bad losses. The 3 teams have been fairly good this year, including UCF. On defense, SMU gave up 484 yards against UCF, which included 160 yards on the ground. The run defense for SMU needs to step up against a triple option team in Navy. SMU ranks 106th in rush yards allowed this year as they give up 179 yards per game. The defense does not create takeaways either as they rank 102nd in that department. Navy is going to take control of this game on the road with their rushing attack. The clock is going to be ticking all evening as possessions come at a premium, which means scoring is going to be low, too. Navy is scoring an average of 21.2 points per game, and their defense is giving up an average of 21 points per game. On Friday night, it is going to be similar to that stat line, as the under is 5-1 in Midshipmen's last 6 road games. For SMU, the under 4-1 in Mustangs' last 5 games overall. Our total pick is under 57.5 points. UTSA vs Florida International. The Texas San Antonio Roadrunners are looking good. Their only defeat of the season was against the Texas Longhorns, and the squad is undefeated in their 2 conference games. They easily defeated Middle Tennessee State in the conference opener by a 45-30 score and were 6.5-point favorites in a 31-28 home win against a good Western Kentucky squad last week. The Roadrunners have now won 4 consecutive games, propelled by a barrage of points. They have covered in 1 of those 4 games. The few Golden Panthers are targeting their first conference win. They were pummeled by a ridiculous 73-0 score by Western Kentucky in their first conference game and were 6-point dogs in a rough 33-12 home loss to UConn last week. They haven't defeated a strong team yet this season. The first victory occurred against Bryant of the FCS, and the second was a 21-7 win against a horrible New Mexico State team. FIU has covered the points just once all year. Grayson James is struggling. The sophomore QB only has a 61% completion efficiency and tossed 2 interceptions last week. James only has 918 passing yards, along with a 7.4 TD to int ratio. Few will share the duties on the ground with Lexington Joseph and Edge Wilson Jr. Neither has really stood out. Joseph's season best was a 103-yard effort and has 235 yards, and Wilson Jr. has 127 yards. The UTSA Roadrunners are looking tough to beat right now. UTSA has won 4 consecutive games and has a potent defense that should resume its scoring barrage. They have an outstanding QB in Frank Harris, who has led the Roadrunners to the 6th-ranked passing offense in the country. The Roadrunners will feast against an FIU pass defense that is pegged 99th in the FBS. Furthermore, the UTSA defense isn't great but should be able to contain a struggling FIU offense. FIU has now scored 21 or fewer points in each of their last 4 games and doesn't particularly thrive in any area. They are one of the lowest scoring teams in the FBS. This spread is more than reasonable considering this FIU team lost by 73 points, yikes, to a WKU team that UTSA just beat 31-28 last week. Our team pick is Roadrunners minus 33 points. I completely understand why the total is what it currently is, with the UTSA Roadrunners being one of the most electric offensive programs in the nation, but this Florida International Panthers team is absolutely not going to match that same intensity. Looking at the previous 4 games, the Roadrunners are averaging 37 points per game, while the Panthers are scoring a putrid 11.3 points per game during that stretch. The defensive numbers have been putrid, and a huge reason is the fact the Panthers allowed 73 points in 1 game. Both teams have been kicking field goals, and if these teams are held to a couple of those or even punts, the total is going to be tough to reach. UTSA has senior kicker Jared Sackett is 7 of 9 on field goal attempts, while sophomore kicker Chase Gabriel has gone 4 of 5 kicking for Florida International. The under is 19-6-1 in the previous 26 October games for the Roadrunners, as well as in each of the last 4 Panthers October games, so go with under 63.5 points in this game.